A student shyly approaches the facilitator of our poetry workshop in this high school library. Head down, hiding behind hair, fidgety, her body language a barely audible whisper, and asks if he would read her poem. She says she does not want to read it aloud to the class at the end of the period, but would like him to tell her if it is any good. He smiles and obliges. I am one guest performer onlooking, and by way of encouragement, I tell this nervous student and her moral support, a wide-eyed companion at her side, also clutching a notebook, sometimes you don't realize how good your writing is until someone else sees it. At this small suggestion, her friend immediately thrusts her own inky pages into my hands, saying, "Read this," easier than any adult interaction with a stranger has ever been before. As I begin to scan her words, I am overcome with the urge to stand, get the class's attention, and ask them if they understand that their poems are good. It would sound almost comical, such a plain, simple word is usually replaced by more colorful adjectives, but perhaps it would be just what I needed to get my point across. You see, we have the same disease. I remember well the paralyzing fear that kept me from reading words that I wrote back then, and for many years after. A fear that still faithfully accompanies me each time I step on stage, the ever-present reminder that sharing my honest thoughts will never be very comfortable. I remember wanting so badly to sing, lacing my shoes before performances, feeling like they were combat boots, like I was going into battle, worrying that I actually might die. And I can see the internal negative editors inside all their little heads, trigger-happy, clenched fists full of red pens, ready to crucify full lines of their minds' little decisions. These liars, murderers of potential, live inside of all of us. I know well the voices of why bother and not good enough. The reasoning that has already been said better by so many geniuses. I often wonder what my journals at the time would have yielded had I instead told myself that my writing was good. I hate the silence of their blank pages. And so I want to tell them to tell themselves lies, because if thinking yourself brilliant is keeping you writing, it's more worthwhile than being able to accurately judge. And your spark needs kindling of encouragement more than constructive criticism when you get started. And when I first record my thoughts, it never sounds like this. Perfectly sculpted sentiment. It's raw. Looks stark naked. My insides are awkward, embarrassing things, but I call every scattered fragment, every bad metaphor, beautiful, so that I have anything to work with. And perhaps later, when I've learned to allow the mistakes in my catharsis, I'll whittle it back down to better. But for now, calling all that my hands make good is better than impossible perfect, and if it serves you, even if only in some small way, if it is an exorcism or an affirmation, creative stimulation for your own joy, for your own need, if writing is building a mirror for you with which to see yourself more clearly, if it is a transfusion, transformative, opening you like a treasure chest, combination lock, lotus flower, like a closed fist, how could it possibly be anything but good?